Hi folks, it's Dick Burnwood again. You know, a lot of people out there don't know the difference between science and religion. So I thought I would do the world a favor and make a video about that. Because you know I love the science, right? Y'all guys know that I'm the science man, right? I'm kind of an amateur scientist, but a scientist nonetheless. And today an interesting thing happened to me. And, well, not everybody out there can tell the difference between science and religion, right? A lot of people get those two things confused. They think the science is the religion and the religion is the science. They get it all mixed up. So an interesting thing happened to me today when I was on that website audible.com, you know, where you get the audiobooks that you listen to. Now, I was looking for something scientific to listen to, so I'm always trying to beef up my understanding of science. And I came across this one book called The Story of Light. You know, like light, like you turn on the light. It's a story of that. And, you know, it says here, it says, from the creation of life to the exploration of the heavens and the stars, from the origins of the earth to the possibility of life on other planets, Bova unveils the beauty and science behind this phenomenon. So, I thought it sounded to me like it was about science, right? It sounds like a scientific book, and that's what I wanted to read. However, you always want to read the reviews, because sometimes the reviews will tell you stuff that you did not suspect. Now, so I read this one review in particular by an Audible user by the name of dlesandrini. I don't know, it's kind of a weird name. I think it's a female. And she says this about the book, The Story of Light. As an Audible Premium member for 5 years, I've listened to literally hundreds of selections, and this was by far my most disappointing. Here's why. While there's room in science for imagination, opinion, and perspective, there's no excuse for bias. The author wears his like a badge of honor. This is not so much a book about light as it is a tribute to Darwin and an attempt to bolster a theory in trouble. The final straw was when he wasted pages telling me that I don't know the meaning of the word theory. After all, if I were more educated, I'd have no trouble drinking the Kool-Aid. If only Bova realized that his cutting-edge evolutionist friends no longer try to define the theory, but have opted for the more convenient and obscure word paradigm when describing the rules of evolution. So if you worship at the temple of Darwin, this is the book for you. If you were looking for a scientific, balanced, historic, and informative discussion of light, spend your money elsewhere. So I'm thinking, by golly Jiminy Cricket, this is one smart female. I want to say smart chick, but I know that's a derogatory term. I'm trying to break that habit. Okay, so I'm thinking, wow, this chick, I'm sorry, this fine young lady is smart. So I do a little poking around to see what other books she reviewed, to see what she has to say about them. Now, needless to say, I ain't gonna read that Story of Light, because I was thinking it's science, but obviously it ain't. Now, she reviews this other book called Why People Believe Weird Things. And here's what she has to say about that book. Why didn't I read the reviews? Wasted a credit on this book. The other reviewers nailed it. Michael Shermer has an axe to grind. I wanted to be entertained, not listen to Shermer drone on about his personal opinions. Worse yet, and in addition to taking off the top of his head, he don't need no stinking research, Shermer fails to apply the rules to his own cherished beliefs. For example, he describes the odds against alien abduction as astronomical. For the record, I don't subscribe to alien abductions. I doubt he understands the term astronomical. 1 chance in 10 to the 50th power, because he easily accepts evolution. which requires belief in an incredulous 1 chance in 10 to the 117th power for the formation of the simplest protein, let alone animated life. By the way, that's not twice as unlikely, but rather 67 magnitudes less likely. Go ahead, believe in evolution if you must, preach if you want, but don't try to justify your religion by invoking the virtues of math. All praise be to Darwin. Darwin saves. Save your money and your credits. It's not even entertaining. Now this incredibly wise and sexy, I would imagine, female, I'm just saying she sounds kind of attractive to me. She knows the difference between science and religion, and she makes it very, very clear, and it's so simple that you're going to kick yourself in the hindquarters when you realize how you tell the difference, for all those of you confused. Now, if you want to tell the difference between science and religion, science has God in it. So like creationism, that's science, right? Because it's got the God. But if it ain't got the God, why, that's just religion. Like Darwinism, that's just a religion. So that's how, I mean, it's so simple, right? If it's got God, then it's science. If it ain't got God, then it's religion. So creationism, that's science. Darwinism, that's a religion. It's that simple. So just look for the God, and that's how you tell. Now, my pet peeve is with the naming of things sometimes. I think the names we call things can get a little bit confusing. So personally, I motion that we change the name of creationism to creationology. That way people realize that it's a science. Because when you hear the word Darwinism or evolutionism, you know it's not science because it's got the ism. It's just a religionism, right? But then you fall in that trap with creationism because you think, well, wait a second. If all that atheistic evolution is just a religion, then what about creationism? Because that's got the ism too. Well, no, we got to change that, folks. We got to change it to creationology. That way people understand that creationism is, in fact, science, unlike all that evolution bullpucky. Alright? But anyways, I digress. That's how you tell the difference. If it's got God, that's science. If it's got no God, that's a religion. That's how you tell. Alright, everybody. Hope you learned something today. Guys, take it easy. Praise God.